Azione!
In the next half hour, we will go to where life is beautiful, as we take an up-close look at a movie that has won over 70 international awards. Life is Beautiful is the first film since Z in 1969 to be nominated for Best Picture and Best Foreign Language Film in the same year. Nominated for 7 Academy Awards, the film won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Dramatic Score, Best Actor, and Best Foreign Language Film. Meet a real-life Prince Charming. Since he moved to Tuscany, every day has been a beautiful day. And he's just met the woman of his dreams. There's just one small problem. She's getting married to someone else. Now, he'll do anything in his power to sweep her off her feet, carry her off into the sunset, and build a dream house. 5 years later, his fairy tale life takes a serious turn. To protect his family, this loving father has to think fast on his feet to turn the hard truth into a simple game. Miramax Films is proud to present an extraordinary motion picture, written, directed by, and starring Italy's national treasure, Roberto Benigni. In a story that proves love, family, and imagination conquer all.
I put all my love in this idea, all I thought, all I learned in my life in this movie, and it's about life. Life is beautiful. It's a real love story, romantic.
My reaction in the beginning was amazement for the beauty of the idea, for the daring of the idea, but I was kind of scared because touching the concentrating camp is so delicate, and it's full of risk of falling into very wrong things.
If someone had said to me a comedy about the Holocaust, I would have said that's very dangerous territory, but in seeing the picture, Roberto Benigni did a remarkable job.
To me, it's about courage in a way that you don't normally see courage depicted. It's about will, you know, how people can become unstoppable and what's in you if you reach down deep enough.
Roberto courageously and defiantly speaks out against injustice, and Life is Beautiful is most certainly his treatise on injustice. Yet the work comes from a place of love, forgiveness, and hope.
Life is Beautiful is about survival, and it's about hope, and it's a very positive message. You only appreciate hope and survival when you face tragedy and loss, and that's what this movie's about. It mixes the tragedy and loss with a desire to survive, with desire to keep hope by protecting your family, by smiling.
Grazie.
Benigni's able to pull something off that nobody else has been able to do. You don't need to go through the Holocaust in order to understand what this movie's about. It's not so much about relive what they lived. It's about how you lead your life today. And that's why it has a message that transcends other things. It's a message of hope and survival that anybody who sees it can take with them. The guy's the biggest star in Italian cinema today, and he goes off on this kind of risky venture. This is a major risk that he takes, and it could have backfired, but he finds a way to make it work.
And the risk has paid off, as Benigni has won a host of awards for Life is Beautiful.
Grand Prix goes to La Vita è Bella, Roberto Benigni.
Okay, Benigni. Benigni got the grand jury prize.
And he's very, very happy. Oh, look at this.
That's a first. I've been coming to Cannes since '79. I never saw that.
He's even kissing the members of the short film jury. Well, this is the most popular winner so far, that's for sure. Oh, this is one of the great moments. This is a great moment.
Following the Grand Jury Prize at the 1998 Cannes Film Festival, the film screened at the Jerusalem Film Festival, where it won the Mayor's Prize for Best Jewish Experience Feature Film, as well as the Medal of Jerusalem and the Festival Fellowship Award.
For Roberto Benigni, in recognition of your life achievement, I'm proud to give it to you.
When I was thinking about my movie, this was a dream to receive a medal in Jerusalem.
Life is Beautiful has captivated the hearts of people around the globe. At festivals in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Los Angeles, the film took honors. It swept the David Di Donatello Awards, Italy's most prestigious film awards, winning in 9 categories, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Screenplay, and Best Photography. Benigni was honored with the Anti-Defamation League's Crystal Globe Award, presented to an individual or institution of the arts who illuminates aspects of the human condition and teaches that history must not be forgotten. Recently, he showed his overwhelming gratitude to the international film community as he accepted his awards for Best Film and Best Actor at this year's European Film Awards.
I don't deserve all this amount of love, really, but you deserve all mine. Now I really feel like to jump completely naked in front of you to demonstrate my really love. I am so in love with you, so what can we do now?
In addition to the praise that has come from the film community, Benigni has also been embraced by a variety of organizations from around the world. Recently, the film screened at the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles.
He was well received when he came in, and he was a conqueror when he left because he had conquered all their hearts, and they stood in applause, and I think he was very happy because I think going in, he may have said to himself, am I going into the lion's den? And when he came out and he saw the reaction, I think that this reaction meant more to him than movie critics, because movie critics might further his career, but here he was encountering truth. These were the people who were there. How would they react? The reaction was overwhelming.
Before Life is Beautiful, Benigni had a long, successful career. After becoming one of Italy's leading comic actors, he began writing and directing in 1983, when he co-starred for the first time with his wife, Nicoletta Braschi. That same year, he directed and co-wrote Non ci resta che piangere. His co-star was Massimo Troisi, the star of Il Postino, The Postman.
Sopra c'è un morto. Ma per scherzo. Per scherzo, proprio paura. Ma dove siamo?
A Frittole.
Frittole?
A Frittole.
Mi sembra questa la maniera di andare vestiti così.
O voi?
Noi? Noi siamo vestiti bene, non come voi. Ma almeno è normale.
Benigni's first American role was in Jim Jarmusch's 1986 film Down by Law. When Benigni first met Jarmusch, he could only speak about 3 words of English.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Not enough room to swing a cat.
In 1996, he made Tutto Benigni, a feature film of his live theatrical performances. His movie Johnny Stecchino went on to break box office records in Italy. It is a story of a mild-mannered bus driver who looks like one of Italy's most wanted mobsters.
Lei è veramente un pazzo.
Ma scusi tanto, Ma lei chi è?
Chi sono io? Io sono la moglie del ministro.
E facci vedere il tuo ministero!
In Little Devil, he co-starred with Walter Matthau and played a mischievous spirit caught in a world of mishaps.
Never had a better time working. His energy and his take on things is absolutely beautiful.
He also appeared in Federico Fellini's last film, La Voce della Luna, Voice of the Moon.
Ma siete una sola! Sì, siete tutte lei!
I thought there was a really great summation by Fellini, who said that in him he had found someone like the great American comedic actors like Langdon and Chaplin and Keaton. But he also called Benigni a friend of monsters, princesses, and frogs. There was that mix that Fellini saw of the ability to do physical humor and yet create magical stories.
Roberto, as a director, I think, learned a lot from Fellini in this case. For instance, all the section dealing with fascism and provincial life in the first section is very much Fellinesque, I would say.
It's amazing how charming he is, and then it's backed up by enormous talent. He's a great clown, you know.
Benigni is also remembered for his physically comedic performance as Inspector Clouseau's son in Blake Edwards' Son of the Pink Panther.
Benigni has always said Chaplin is one of his heroes. You can see those Chaplin-esque qualities when he goes to the school and gives the whole lecture about why the Italian race is superior to all others using his own waif-like body.
L'ombelico! Guardate che bello ombelico! Che nodo! Ma non si snoda neanche coi denti! Ci hanno provato gli scienziati razzisti! Niente, non si snoda! Questo è l'ombelico italiano della nostra razza! Guardate che roba! Guardate la muscolatura! Cipite! Bicipite! Tricipite! Guardate che bellezza!
And you see it the way he marches and winks at his son who's hiding. Those are things that we can imagine Charlie Chaplin doing.
The influence, my biggest influence was Charlie Chaplin. Of course, Italian comedians, Totò, for example, or Alberto Sordi, or Peppino De Filippo. This for me because I saw them on TV and then on theater sometimes. Then when I discovered Charlie Chaplin, I saw Charlie Chaplin 100 times in the same theater in Rome. And I was there, I was waiting the opening. When I discovered Chaplin, was a stroke in my life.
You have comparisons to Chaplin throughout film history, but this is certainly Benigni's performance and the type of film he has created with Life is Beautiful, I think echoed Chaplin in a way that no other movie has recently.
Not many people can really use Chaplin in an original way, in a fresh way, in a personal way. Roberto is one of the few, I think.
Chaplin and Benigni have a gift, the way Pavarotti has a gift. Touched by a muse. They have a creative expression that is unique, and it's why they rise to a level beyond others. Oftentimes, comedy is the way to make a point, and makes it more effectively than standing on a soapbox and demanding attention be paid to a particular issue. What Benigni and Chaplin have in common is that they enable the audience to feel empathy with their characters. Whether it was Chaplin in The Great Dictator, mocking the fascists of the world at the time, or whether it's Benigni doing the goose step in this movie, in Life is Beautiful, we have a situation where not only do they find empathy, not only do they provide a satirical edge, but they are able to find a way, a connection, because they love. All their characters fall in love, and we feel for them, we feel their emotion. So the fact that they smile makes us smile, and when something sad happens, something tragic happens, we feel it that much more.
Quando mangiamo?
Ma che giorno è oggi, scusa? Ma è il giorno del tuo compleanno, Giosuè. Ma avevi sempre detto che volevi fare un bel viaggio, no? Vedi, ci ho messo mesi e mesi per organizzare tutto, Ma scherzi? Sai dove andiamo? Andiamo a... non te lo posso dire, dai, l'ho promesso alla mamma, ma ha detto non glielo dico. Sai com'è fatta lei, poi si arrabbia, no?
Ho sonno, babbo.
Dormi. Zio, ma dove andiamo? Dove ci porta?
If you look back at a couple of other Italian imports of recent years, Cinema Paradiso and Il Postino, these are also films that combine comedy and love of life and sweetness, all those qualities that are in Life is Beautiful.
Buongiorno, principessa!
People around me told me, be careful because this is a very, of course, extreme subject, idea. You take a risk. I was afraid to offend the sensitivity of survivors. I know what a tragedy it is, and this I am very proud because it's my contribution to the Holocaust and to the memory of this terrifying period of our history. I am not Jewish, but I think it belongs to me too. It's the history of the humanities.
I did not find it in any way a desecration of the Holocaust. On the contrary, I found it as an affirmation of love, showing one of the most important principles of the Holocaust that we often do not understand. Many people say, why did the victims go like sheep to the slaughter? Why didn't they resist? There are other ways of resisting against the quote-unquote bad guys, and that is to show one had confidence in the dignity of human life. And when you defy that destruction, which faces you squarely, and you pretend, you put on cultural plays, you sit in clandestine gatherings and learn that this is our form of resistance. We don't have a gun, but this is our form of resistance to tyranny. And that is really the heart and soul of Benigni's film. How a father caught up in the tragedy of the Holocaust doesn't want his son to know that kind of evil, and wants his son to live in a world free of evil, and says, in that case, since I'm caught up in the tragedy of the Holocaust, I'm going to pretend to him as if it's all a game.
Alles hören, ich sage das nur einmal.
Comincia il gioco. Chi c'è, chi non c'è, non c'è.
Ihr seid nur aus einem einzigen Grund in dieses Lager transportiert worden?
Si vince a 1000 punti. Il primo classificato vince un carro armato, vero?
Zur Arbeit.
Beato lui.
Elie Wiesel once said, and I'm paraphrasing here, the Holocaust was a uniquely Jewish event, but its implications are global. Everybody shares something with the Holocaust because it happened in our lifetimes. It happened in my parents' lifetime, and certainly in our grandparents' lifetime. This is not something that one wants to keep to themselves. The fact that Benigni is not Jewish has nothing to do with whether he is a gifted filmmaker, has nothing to do with whether he can understand what the Holocaust means.
it's not only a story about the Holocaust, it's a story about life today in many ways.
It has a great deal of depth, a great deal of humor, a great deal of tragedy, and done beautifully.
Basically about that courage and will and deep strength and love. Totally about love.
It's a new way of telling this story to the kids and to everybody, to hear it again.
Buongiorno, principessa! Stanotte t'ho sognata tutta la notte! S'andava al cinema e c'avevi quel taglierino rosa che mi piace tanto! Non penso che a te, principessa! Penso sempre a te! E ora...
Bella, vedete, il babbo mi porta in carriola, non so guidare! Da moretta e ridere, siamo in festa! Quanti punti abbiamo oggi, babbo?
Io, corri, corri qui dietro, c'è quelli cattivi che urlano, andiamo!
Dove?
Di qua, vieni! Oh, vieni, dove vai?
I love the simplicity, and it's a real tragedy, and sometimes only clowns they can reach so summit of tragedy.
Azione!
Arrivederci!